everyone.
No, these
Yes,
guys
that's the
again.
true terror. The true terror has just begun.
The true face of the company.
Yes.
I knew it. I knew it. All this time. Oh, that's a spicy horse.
Ooh.
Welcome.
Ooh, caliente.
Welcome.
That's a spicy stag.
Welcome to American McGee's brand new development company, Spicy Horse, powered by the Unreal Engine, the sequel to American McGee's Alice that we looked at a long while ago. Definitely a jump up in quality and ambition. Also, some things to note that we changed. We're going to talk about this. This is a sequel. This the plot.
Hey.
Scruff has to. This plot takes place after the events of the first one, after we had been dismissed from Rutledge Asylum, and we're going to be seeing just how Alice is doing with her life nowadays. You know, because I mean, we did manage to give her back enough sanity for her to be able to like not be in a comatose state, but still, the stuff that she went through can certainly affect somebody. Also, I should have set vertical lock. I'll fix that later. Anyway.
Yeah. Oh well.
Here's our loading screen.
Also, another little... Oh, I'm sorry. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, we got like 20 plus parts to fix that little issue.
Anyway, also another little disclaimer. Steve, aka Hyper Voice Acting, will not be joining us for the first few parts. But also, we have a little special guest with us. Introduce yourself, madam.
I am Pie and I love blood and gore. Especially with Alice in Wonderland.
Well, it's the whole creepy take on it, so...
This
Start
was
with...
my first introduction to this game,
Same here.
Come now, Alice. It's only a dream.
More or less the same with
not
me,
a
even though I've
dream.
only
It's
spent like maybe
a
20 minutes or
memory.
so on it.
And it makes me sick.
Now, focus. Wait. You're floating again. Witness.
Might want to come back down to reality, but girl.
Relax.
I'm in hell.
Forget
hey, Red
it.
Queen.
Abandon that memory. It's unproductive. Go Wonderland.
I can't.
Whoa.
I'm trapped. In my past.
She's still suffering the trauma of what had happened.
So I guess she hasn't fully recovered since the events of the first game.
No.
Not exactly. She... Freaking Jabberwock.
No.
She's still
Guard that
definitely,
delusion.
like,
Forget it.
more
Go
herself. She's talking
Wonderland.
again and
I'd
being
rather
somewhat
not,
social, but...
My Wonderland's shattered.
And we'll learn, like,
It's
she didn't really have the easiest
Your
of times
preference
even
doesn't
after leaving the
signify,
asylum.
girl.
Yeah.
Now, Alice, where are
So
you?
where are we?
I'm sailing with a friend.
Hey, White Rabbit.
Hello.
It's different somehow.
Aw, the
Things
butterfly's
have
gone.
changed.
Change is good.
And, wait,
It's the first
what's
link
up?
in the chain of forgetting.
What's happening?
It's all for
Oh god, there's the blood. Yes. Yes.
I was thinking it was raspberry jam.
Ooh,
That's blood.
funny. Oh, there's even.
Oh god, now it's tar.
Yikes.
This new Wonderland is not something I want.
No.
Corruption.
Some corruption.
It's killing me. Wonderland is destroyed. My mind is in ruins.
Is it weird that I'm
Forget
smiling
it.
through this?
Block that dream. Wait
No.
at the sound.
I don't expect anything less from you, Pie. I promise.
Yeah, she knows me too well.
And
Well, we've been
thus
friends
a
for
ni-
almost 2 years now.
Better
And
now.
thus a
My head's exploded.
and thus a
and
nice
there's
session of
steam hammer
therapy
in my
is ended
chest.
in a nice
Yes, well,
golden
the cost of
afternoon.
forgetting is high.
My
Yeah.
memories make me vomit.
Jolly old
What can
London.
Remember other things.
I want to forget.
Very good graphics,
You
by
choose
the
to be
way.
alone in
Well, I
prison
think
by
I
the
definitely. I
broken
mean, they definitely
memories.
hold up
I'll
compared
set
to
you
the
free,
original.
Alice.
Mm-hmm.
Memory is a curse more often than a blessing.
So
So you've
this
said
is our
many
this is our
times,
therapist.
And I will say
Uh,
again.
It
the
kind of talks about it in the
past
lore a
must
bit
be
more,
paid
but
for.
after
Now,
she left the asylum,
for
Alice
our next
came
session,
into a
collect those
job
bills
through
from
someone
our
else that she
mystery
knew.
chemist.
She found that she was given a
Very
job
well,
here
Doctor.
to help the doctor take care of the kids and stuff, almost like a nanny of sorts, while also going to him for therapy herself.
Speaking of which,
Yeah, he's one of the kids that he's helping out.
I love how he
It's
just
my
says
turn
it.
to forget
Pa was
Alice.
hung for killing your ma who beat you. Let's
Whoa, that
forget
kid
that,
committed
shall we?
murder. Jeez.
Past is
Wow.
dead, Charlie.
Yeah,
Can
the
I be
therapist
friends with him?
likes. Well, the therapist focuses on having people forget to move forward, which I can understand. Otherwise, as you can see, Otherwise, as you were able to hear earlier, most of not all voice actresses did return. Actors and actresses returned from the first game,
We're bloomers.
which is nice because I did like Alice's voice actress from the original.
Worse than your room?
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
So I do enjoy
What's
this
up?
performance from her.
Yeah, this one's definitely like. Well, you could say that about a lot of people who like return from previous games. They've improved on their vocal roles, but yeah, she definitely did a much better job in this game.
Oh my.
Eek. Eep. A little scary there.
Poor Dolly didn't get changed.
I
So
used to
what
do
did,
that with my dolls.
I'm past
I forget who played Alice in the Tim Burton
terminal
movies.
condition.
Oh,
I'm
who
gonna
was
look
her
it
name?
up. I'm gonna look it up. I
Yeah,
have my
you
phone
do
on
that.
standby.
Yeah.
Even though
But,
I do
yeah,
not like
otherwise
those
I'm playing-
movies, but
I deserve my
yeah,
bitter
I'll do
Alright,
it
so-
for you guys.
So
Thank you.
again, this is actually a very interesting sort of dealio, which is my home safe home. So this game I do not believe is available on Steam any longer.
I don't believe it.
No, I don't
believe
think so.
They've removed it.
It was
but
Mia.
since I-
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
It was Mia Wasikowska.
Mia
Okay,
Wakoska?
Yeah,
that's why I didn't recognize her from anything.
her
But, what
performance
was I
was
saying?
like bland toast. No offense.
None taken.
But yeah, it was it was definitely a thing where
Mr. Payne
oh,
had
this is
no
Alice's
idea
room.
how humble a home could be.
So this is
If not
already
for my
so we're
drawings
already
and
learn something really
photographs,
new that I don't
apart
think
from
the
my room at the
original really
asylum.
emphasized enough is Alice in the center there actually had an older sister.
Oh yeah.
So it was her mom, her dad, and her older sister, but all of her family, perished. So
All
then,
that's left.
otherwise, we have some cool drawings of the Mad Hatter, a Rook Knight, Tweedledee Tweedledum,
These are cute.
Some fruits.
White Hatter.
I see she's
White
definitely
Rabbit.
improved over time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean it helped kind of. I can see. Anyway, so what was I saying? Crap. So I'm looking up now. I don't believe Madness Returns was on. It was removed from Steam a while ago, but since I had already purchased it at some point, Steam does have usually a nice little thing where if you've purchased it, I want to say you can still install it. Maybe, probably maybe it is still on the store page.
I want to say like it's still possible to download it if you still have the if you've already bought it before. Like I mean, same thing happened back when Castle of Illusion was temporarily off the service.
Okay, so I looked into it. So apparently it was removed from Steam because some DRM was causing issues to the point where people couldn't even play this game.
Ah, okay.
So it has been removed from Steam. Looks like they're working on a subway station.
I call work noble.
At least this game is available for the PS4, Xbox, and
Oh,
whatnot.
Yeah, it's still reverse compatible, I believe.
Well, I must say that even though we're out of the asylum, it's not much better out here than it was in there.
Yeah, this game
Yeah.
definitely does not hold back presenting the bleak life of, I want to say, the mid 1900s or mid 1800s or something.
I think it's
like that.
1900s.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely don't hold back showing the bleakness of typical London life.
Especially with the type of slang and such.
But yeah, this otherwise oh yeah, there's a cat, we have to follow that later. So other big changes to be shown here is that yes, as you know, this was built off of the Unreal Engine as opposed to the Quake engine, which I think I'm fine with that. That means there's spoilers, there's not as much of an emphasis on the shooting and like different like guns and stuff.
Yeah.
Right. I honestly, this is basically, I would not really say poor man's Platinum game, but it definitely feels like that's where they took inspiration for this game from. Like,
There's a lot of visual imagery that can be likened, especially with our character. More on that later. And the game did come out like a year or a few months after Bayonetta.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What time?
But I will at least say that this game came out at the perfect time when the hack and slash beat 'em up thing was at its at its
It's
most
an
popular.
M-rated game, and yet he still has to watch his mouth.
Yeah.
Publix Fine Meats, Bacon Purveyors. That's a great band name, by the way.
Lots of bacon.
Just
I had
back in the
bacon
day,
before
just
on a
so-
pizza.
I had one in a
A
taco.
kitty.
Puss? Puss? Don't be afraid.
It's
Yeah,
so weird
so-
hearing her say puss.
So we were
At least it
so
didn't
bear in
have a
mind
Y.
so
Yeah,
bear in mind
no.
we were sent out on an errand to help. Oh jeez.
What's that?
It's
Aw.
police officers
Police
dispensing
brutality.
justice.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I knew I should. I knew I should have paid my taxes the other day.
That's sad but true. Bear in mind, we were sent out here on an errand, and we've already gone distracted following a cat everywhere.
Yep.
Oh. You know, just
Ooh.
probably like a butcher corner back here.
Well, shit.
These moments of... I will
I
say
can make
these
for a good
moments
still
of...
life subject. Anyway, continue.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
Uh-oh. The tax man comes for you, too.
Alright, let's see here. So we're still trying to follow that cat. Oh my god, that woman is so skinny.
It's a corset.
kidding.
It's a corset.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty much the general point. They make you look thinner than you really are, and I have to
Yeah.
imagine how much it chased on a poor lady to wear it.
They had fake
Also, I think
pouches,
that's-
it
also-
broke a few ribs, it squeezed
Also,
organs. Yeah.
Oh, hi,
Also over
Logan.
here, over here, a cute little Easter egg. Not the spicy horse, but the flaming stallion. Little Easter egg
Hey, where'd the
there.
cat go?
But I was
There it
gonna
is.
say, these moments of wandering around and investigating, they don't actually happen all that much. They're really in between chapters.
That makes sense, yeah.
And by chapters, you'll see what I mean later. Let's. Oh wow, we're on the wrong side of the street now.
We're definitely in for a longer adventure than the first game.
For good and for bad, there's some really solid elements in this game, and other parts that are not as solid but still competent. Like I don't think the game ever gets horrible.
No, what is
whoa.
that?
It's a bug model.
It's just a Jabberwock man.
Ugh.
What do you want?
Punch him in the face.
Do you know how much it sucks to live with buck teeth on both sides of your lips?
Okay,
It
I'm
sucks.
sorry we killed you and ripped out both of your eyes and made it into a staff that was a giant MacGuffin and
Oh, hi!
Oh God, hello, big nose.
I don't think this. Oh god! Just turn around oh god, you're the ugliest one of all.
Twice in as many months.
So this is so her name is literally Nurse Witless,
You look
Nurse
frazzled,
Witless.
dearie. Not doing well.
and
Not really.
we can talk about this. So there's a lot of lore. There's a lot of cool memories you can find in the
Pretty
levels
bad.
that tell you more about these
Like you.
characters.
I
To
did
kind of get to
think
the
so.
the
Our
straight,
last visit cost me
get right out
£7
to
and
the
put me
plain and short of
nowhere.
it, since we won't
I
see this
might
character ever again. You
recall
only really
when
see
you
these
made
characters
rather
once each
gaunt.
chapter. This nurse used to be at the asylum that Alice was
Still
at.
a mess. No surprise.
And
Her
when
kin
and after
looks
the
like
and after
the
she
fast
after
right before
Alice was
10 years
after
ago.
Alice was
Well, I
dismissed
twisted everyone's
from the asylum,
Dr.
Nurse
Bunbury
Witless
won't
was
do
the one who found her the
All
job
else
with
requests.
the therapist.
The
Ah.
father,
And
her memory.
However, while the nurse was
Found
there
her
keeping an eye on
Who
while
got
the
her?
nurse
That
was listening to
Bunbury's?
Alice at
Where'd
the
she be
asylum,
without me? On the streets, selling her
the
backside.
nurse at one point overheard
She's
Alice say,
about the odd pound.
in her sleep, saying that, "Oh my gosh, it's all my fault. I'm the one who left the fire open," or something because Alice was blaming herself.
Died on my account.
So
I
that was
couldn't
all
say
her
no.
fault.
I've told
Well,
her much.
she thinks it is. More on that later, but she
Okay.
all this time she thinks
I'm a good
she
sort.
never purposely set the fire. She just thought it was an accident, and she has survivor's guilt for how
Right.
I made it this way.
A case of poor happenstance.
Rabbit. Need money.
So,
Warned her I'd
the
told
nurse-
her if she didn't make a
So the nurse
donation
basically been
to my
holding her ransom,
She yells and goes
saying,
off her head.
saying,
She
"Oh,
can't
if you don't
remember
pay me money or if you don't
what
buy
I
me
heard.
alcohol, I'm gonna tell the cops about how you put the fire."
Oh.
Even though that confession was really just Alice rambling in her comatose sleep back when she was all
So the old lady never really told her that. It's just that's what Alice fabricated it as.
Yeah.
kind of. No, the nurse is definitely holding her blackmail. It's kind of sad.
Oh.
You're gonna learn. Yeah. Wow, this looks nice still. I still think the
Nice.
visuals in this game hold
Nice.
up.
Smog.
Quote unquote.
Nurse Witness, do you mean to harm me? To send me back to the asylum? I won't say no. I've a thirst you could photograph.
Oh gosh,
Need a
the bow is
drink.
glitching.
Hello.
Okay, instead
I
of
know.
glitching, Jabberwock.
God.
It's a hallucination. And so it's believed that at this point Alice was hallucinating and seeing Nurse Witless as a threat, and at that moment kind of fell into a bit of a meltdown.
A relapse, basically.
And thus we are having to go back because once again, sometimes evil and sometimes insanity truly can't die.
Nope.
It's time for us to return.
Complete with our garish-looking Alice cosplay.
Yeah.
The blue outfit is still nice. Welcome back to Wonderland.
I want
Oh,
that
and her hair
outfit
grew
so
longer.
bad.
Huh, how'd I grow all my hair back?
Magic.
Yeah, her hair is rendered in real time with the Unreal Engine stuff. So yay, real hair physics and stuff.
So,
Anyway.
just gonna say real quick, considering we're just going back to Wonderland now and we're out in the open, yeah, that's gonna lead to great things to come.
Oh yeah, no, it is heavily implied. This point forward, it's heavily implied that whenever we're in Wonderland, we're really just running around rambling mad.
Or whatever she's
damn.
become.
But sometimes
At
to
least the place I've
lead to the
landed
greater
is
good, we
somewhat
just have to, look deeper inside and find familiar faces.
Oh, hey, Ginger.
Hello, Roger.
Bastard cat. Don't try to bully me. I'm very much
And by
alert.
Roger, I mean Roger L. Jackson, aka the voice of Mojo Jojo.
Beautiful.
Too much space.
Just beautiful.
You're no help at all.
But
I want a blush of him.
I really did
Yeah.
underestimate how
Myself.
nicely
When
modeled he
necessary,
was
thanks
in
very
the
much.
sequel.
I was hoping to escape
It looks
from all
great.
that.
You'd think he could have maybe
Abandon that
eaten a
hope.
few
A new
things
law
since we were
reigns in
sane
this
again. He's all mangy still.
Rough
He
justice
has some
all
blood in his
around.
teeth. He must have had
Live
like one or
risk
two
here.
mice or
You
something.
Be on your guard.
Yeah.
Or
So
maybe he
once-
just can't, or maybe he just has a violent reaction whenever he tries to eat, and that's why he never
Yeah, that's
eats.
true.
So, yeah, as opposed to having to go through all those weird glum places at the beginning, we're starting right back off in the Vale of Tears, the nice forest area where
Hey, it
people
just, just means we're not completely fucked in the head yet.
Nope, where nice, peaceful things like the mock turtle, the Duchess, which is not
butterfly.
insane. A lot of people
Oh
just
yeah,
hanging
the
around.
Duchess. Didn't she try to eat us in the last game?
Yes.
Yeah, she was kind of cannibalistic. Not too nice. But,
But
no,
she
just
changed
again,
her
like,
ways, I think.
so we can jump around. But yeah,
Yeah,
just,
she did.
just again, compare, if you try to compare this to a screenshot of the original, it is like night and day.
I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, butterflies when you jump.
Yeah, hence Bayonetta kind of thing. We have a weird association with butterflies. So our jumping capability is already as good as can be. We basically have a triple jump of sorts, where we can jump a few times, then hold it up until the third. Dang, that looks nice. Up until the third jump, you can at any point hold out the jump to hover a bit.
You know, it's funny because it actually took Bayonetta till the sequel to learn how to hover.
And then Alice did it
Dang.
in just her second game. She a witch.
Yeah,
Literally
these
a
are
year
just-
after Bayonetta's first game.
Yeah.
And yeah, those transparent things I'm finding are literally just memories. They're just dialogue that can, at times, give us a little bit of extra backstory to all the characters and their characters and whatever. You know what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But yeah, so the game kind of started focusing a lot more on platforming, which is great because the platforming in the original did not work very well. And yeah, so I think the game works a lot better as a nice. Did Bayonetta ever have kind of platforming, or was it really focused more on the combat?
What, this game?
No, Bayonetta.
Oh, Bayonetta. Actually, the game was pretty good about mixing it up with both. Like, it only really made you fight when at very specific intervals, and then every other time they just let you explore at your leisure.
That's good to find all the secret stuff.
Ooh, it's
I've been
purple
down this
guava
road
juice.
before. Good things in
Oh,
Yeah,
right, purple
kind of.
stuff.
Though
Yeah,
lacking
good
a
purpose
bathing costume.
So
It's
we're
high
about
use.
to kind of permanently infuse ourselves with this stuff. I mean, if you've seen
Suck
the
it,
original,
Sunny
you know what this.
D.
If you've seen the original, you know what this stuff
I'm
does.
shrinking in this potion. Shall I disappear?
No,
Nope.
not really.
But the upside is that while smaller, you can see things.
Yeah,
that
so
are
this is
nearly
kind of an additional mode of transportation of sorts. We can shrink ourselves down by will, which is cool. And whenever we've shrunken ourselves, you'll see little purple text and stuff appear that we normally wouldn't see. It's almost like a hint system of sorts, where it shows you little breadcrumbs of where to go.
Aww.
Duchess that way.
Do we really want to go that way, Alice?
Yeah.
Yet. There were a few other
Yes.
girls.
See, since spoilers, I have beaten this game before, but I was mainly recording myself sort of blind. Like I was just recording. I didn't do a practice run before this. I just went right through it. So you'll see me periodically shrink just to make sure I'm not missing anything around here because
Yeah, that's understandable.
the game also emphasizes a lot more on collectibles and stuff. But also, yeah.
Is it just
You
me
got
that
the
every
hiccups,
time-
Alice.
I was about to say every time she shrinks, she gets the hiccups.
Yeah, because, like, freaking... I think it was, like, hinted at or something that the original, like... Get through, thank you. That the original, like, shrink me thing was either, like, medicine or alcohol or something.
I think it would
hence
make
its
better
discolored
sense if it were
taste.
like medicine because of the purple color.
Yeah.
Well,
That's fair.
medicine in a way can be alcoholic.
was
I
thinking
mean, yeah.
It can get addicting. Don't do drugs.
And that's why at my job we have to ID people whenever they buy cold medicine.
Mm-hmm.
a giant snail.
I see all.
But there's just a wall.
You,
Oh,
my
this is-
dear, need to wipe the blood off your apron.
I see all. No, that's just a...
No,
and-
don't
and-
listen
and-
to him. I see all.
And his friend is all like, no, don't listen to them. They've been mispronouncing it. They mean to say we see wall all day.
Also, I just
kill a
realized,
demon.
considering all these tight corridors we're going through, let's just hope we never have to run into the millipede again.
No, never again. I think this is actually maybe close to where we... Yeah, no, we never actually have to go through that freaking... Oh, God, I remember that freaking glitch that happened where his
Yeah.
body appeared... Oh, that was terrifying.
Yeah, Pi, you should be thankful you missed out on the first commentary, because we were in for quite a shock during that boss fight.
Ooh.
Because his model... The blue mushroom pads lead us to different areas, so... But no, it's a whole thing. But, yeah, with that said, welcome back to Wonderland, and... The fact that we've been called back here by itself probably means we have to do something to help, secure ourselves mentally once again. Not as bad as when we were comatose and, like, at the end of our, like, ropes, but hopefully we can, regain control of it. Yeah, thanks, for tuning in for this part. This is, again, going to be definitely a big commentary we want to plan out. Hoping for Hype to be joining us in the next couple parts at some point. I know he's still... a bit busy today, but we'll probably do the next couple parts without him for a bit.
Yeah.
He's been gone because the Duchess came to visit, and she's expecting big snouts.
Really?
Well, we need to go and put an end to this.
Yeah.
So we'll find out in the next part.
Till next time, guys.
Bye.
Toodaloo, till next time.